Yo, let's go and welcome to the video. 80 upgrades is finally up and working. So I put together a set of gear that I'm interested in. It might not be completely best in slot, and there's plenty of time to change this before the release of Wrath, but it's really nice to have a tool to be able to use to see all the gear that's going to be available with all the enchants. There's no raid buffs yet. We can just do our gear and our talents. But what this set does is it gives me the haste cap, which is about 405. The hit cap, which I've heard is 17% instead of 16%. And we'll get 3% from a raid buff. So for Horde, we should be at 14%, and Alliance only needs 13%. That last 3% will come from either our improved Fairy Fire or from a Shadow Priest's Misery. And the Alliance Draenei Racial Heroic Presence gives you 1% hit. That's why Alliance needs 1% less than Horde does. And for my spec, I do have 2 points in balance of power, giving me 4%, which is included down here in the 14%. And then the rest of the gear, I tried to go for crit rating, and in Moonkin form, I'm just above 25%. Spell power wise, I have 2278. I planned on going tailoring, so I have the light weave embroidery on my cloak, and I'm an engineer and forgot about the hyperspeed accelerator, so I just switched that, so the stats changed a little bit. Instead of having raw spell power, I'll have the 340 haste for 12 seconds every minute. Same with the boots, I have the nitro boots since I'm an engineer. And the great thing about Wrath is I think there's going to be a very wide variety of specs and gear selection. There's just so many options to choose from and so many different playstyles that people like to play. So my buddy Me Please actually sent me his set. I didn't even know the 80 upgrades was out yet last night. So here's an example of a second opinion that is completely different than the set that I came up with. And they are Alliance, so they've only got 13% hit, allowing them to get some extra stats. And the main differences that our two different gear sets have is they've got a lot more crit, but about 100 less spell power. You know, we've got things like different cloaks, different weapons, different offhands, different trinkets, different rings, belt, boots, tons of items are completely different. And even our specs vary a little bit. They don't have their glyphs chosen just yet, but both of these sets will be linked in the description. Take a look, get an idea of where you want to start. Now come up with your own set, share it in the comments. I would love to see what set you come up with.